Hello and welcome to Tech Deals. My name is XD. In this day and age, a lot of you probably store some of your files in the cloud via Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox. It's perfectly fine to use services like these, but your files might not be as protected as you think. So there are 3 different ways you can back up your files. You can back them up with sync services like the examples I mentioned earlier. You can back them up with online backup services like Backblaze, Carbonite, and iDrive. Or you can back them up locally using hard drives, USB thumb drives, or NES drives. This is something a lot of people do in addition to cloud storage options like sync services and online backup services. These cloud storage options are mostly similar, but there are also some key differences between the two that you should know about. A sync service will sync files on your computer or phone with files in the cloud. These files are always synced no matter where you access them from, but only the files that you actually put into the sync service are actually synced. The files stored locally on your computer are not. Most of the time, these services have tiered pricing, so you pay for the amount of data that you want to store on the service or tiers of data that the services let you use. One last thing to note about sync services is that if the local files are deleted, it may auto-sync and delete the files on the cloud too. Most of the time, these locally changed files will always sync, including encrypted files with ransomware, so it might not be the best idea to rely on sync services for all of your highly important files, especially if you're using sync services for a business. There's a really interesting article on ZDNet that explains how relying on sync services actually led to numerous ransomware attacks on multiple organizations throughout the UK. There's a link to this article in the description if you're interested in reading about it. An online backup service usually works in the background of your computer, backing up the data on your computer to another location. These services will actually make a copy of your files for recovery. Because of this, the remote files won't get deleted as soon as the local copy is lost or changed. With the exception of Backblaze, most online backup services require some configuration of the files you want to be backed up, and there's usually a fixed price with no tiering. If your computer crashes or if there's a data loss, all your files are backed up and can be recovered. Online backup services usually save the most recent version of your data, but Backblaze offers a feature called Extended Version History, which you can use to recover files from past points in time. If you delete or overwrite a file by accident, or discover that an earlier version of a file is more important than the most recent version, you can recover that older file. So if you want to be sure that your files are safe, an online backup service like Backblaze would be the way to go. You can use it to back up an unlimited amount of files for just $6 a month or $60 a year. You get a ton of value with Backblaze, and it gives you features that the other online backup services don't include, like the ability to back up a file of any size, threaded upload speeds, and account security with 2FV. Plus, all of the data you upload to Backblaze is backed up by default, so you don't have to pick and choose files individually and put them into a designated folder. You also get access to the rapid restore options, so you can quickly recover your data if it gets lost. You can do this with a web download, a USB drive with your data sent to you, or through the Backblaze app. When you sign up, you get 30-day version retention, and for just $2 more per month, you get 1 full year. So it's like a time machine. You can select a date and restore files as of that date as far as your backup goes. For a small charge per gigabyte, you can make version history last forever. Everything gets backed up on your computer with Backblaze, not just the locally attached files on your local drives, but also the files stored on your USB drives as well. If it sounds like we're promoting Backblaze, there's a good reason for that. Tech has been a paying customer of Backblaze since before he even started Tech Deals, and he's also personally used services like CrashPlan and Carbonite and left both of those services because of their lack of features. I could talk a little bit more about the features of Backblaze, but let me actually show you how easy it is to set up and use. Once you sign up, you're going to download the Backblaze client and save it to the folder of your choice. When you open the client, go ahead and click Install Now. After that, it will analyze your drive, which could take a few minutes. Once the Backblaze client is done installing, it will give you a summary of the files it found on your computer. You also get a control panel to access the client in the taskbar. After you click OK, you'll see this screen here, which gives you important information like the number of files selected for backup and their size, the backup schedule, which you can change, and the remaining files that need to be backed up. If you click on the Restore options, you can see the 3 ways you can back up your files that I mentioned earlier. Now I want to briefly show you guys some of the other settings in the client. Some of the notable options in the first Settings tab is the ability to change the name of your computer, change the temporary data drive, and set a warning for when a file isn't backed up. You can also select the actual drive you want to back up. Next is the Performance tab. Here you can change the threading and throttling. You can either set it as automatic or adjust it manually depending on your use case scenario. If your PC and upload speed are fast enough, you can use up to 30 backup threads. Backblaze will split the workload into chunks and upload multiple parts of files at once. If you are on a laptop, you can choose to back up only when you are on wall power. You also have a Wi-Fi network block list, so you can block any public unknown networks that you don't feel comfortable backing up your files with. On the Schedule tab, you can change how frequently the backups occur. You can even pick a specific point in the day when the backups will start and stop. In the Exclusions tab, you can choose specific folders and files you want to be excluded from the backup. You also have the option to add folders or delete folders. There are a few exceptions though, namely the Program Files folder, the Program Files x86 folder, and the Windows folder. If there is a specific type of file that you don't want to be backed up, you can do it here. You can even set a file size limit in case you don't want to back up any files larger than a certain size. On the Security tab, you have the option to use your private encryption key, which is highly recommended. This will ensure that only you have access to your backup data. Not even Backblaze will be able to access it unless they have the encryption key. Here you can see a list of files that are waiting to be backed up. In the Reports tab, you will be able to see the types of files that were backed up as well as the size of each type of file. On the last tab, you can check to see if there were any issues that may have come up when backing up certain files. And that's pretty much it. It's super easy to use and navigate. Plus, it doesn't use a lot of resources, so it doesn't bog down my computer when I have it on. Just to be clear, Backblaze isn't sponsoring this video. They don't provide tech deals with any free accounts. Heck, they don't even know that we're doing this. Our goal is to make you guys aware of the differences between sync services and online backup services and to help you guys protect your files before it's too late. Having said that though, if you found this video helpful and would like to support us, the Backblaze link in the video description is an affiliate link, and using it when you sign up does support us the same way that Amazon and Newegg links do. Because to be honest, those YouTube ad dollars just aren't what they used to be. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider hitting the join button next to the big red subscribe button to get access to a loyalty badge, the Tech Deals Discord private chat channels, and text emoji to use during the live streams, which, by the way, you might see me on someday. You never know. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel with the big red button, and if this video helped you, share it with your friends so you can help them too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.